Should couples keep joint or separate bank accounts? Stay tuned to find out. Hey everyone, I'm Desmond Henry, a certified financial planner and founder of Afflora Financial Life Planning right here in my hometown of Topeka, Kansas. So we're in the month of February, the month where we often reminisce about love and prompts us to remember the special relationships that we have with others. And also why I decided to wear my red Afflora t-shirt. So I can't think of a more romantic topic to discuss when it comes to couples and money than whether or not they should have joint or separate bank accounts. Okay, so some sarcasm there. But this is actually one of the very first issues that newlyweds face. And hopefully they've had a conversation about this well before the big day. However, fellas, I'll give you a little bit of a tip. Do not have this conversation on the first date. But after all, marriage is for richer or poorer, right? You share a last name, you share a house, even a bed. Well, what about a bank account? Well, to be honest, for some people, that's a very scary thought. But today I'm going to share with you my views, my perspective, which really comes more from the world of behavior finance and psychology, because that's what I happen to be an expert in. So more of that and less of the dollar and cents rationales for why it's a good decision. So I'm actually an advocate for the one shared joint bank account, and I'll give you some reasoning behind my rationale there. And the main one being, it allows you to become one with your finances. Oftentimes if you have separate bank accounts, it forces you to use very possessive words like mine and yours. These words have a very negative connotation to them, especially in the world of relationships. And it can unintentionally send the wrong message to both your spouse but also your kids, who are often around when sometimes you're talking about money or perhaps unfortunately having an argument about money. These words, mine and yours, have never done any favors for anybody in an argument with your spouse. If you think about it in context of she's your mother-in-law, or it's my house too, you can see where no favors were ever done with those words. So instead, what I would like to see is by having the joint bank account, it allows you to communicate and lose that, it replaces that it's my money mentality with more unified words like our bank account or us, which really promotes feelings of what a marriage should be, and that's a team. Another reason is by having a shared bank account, it actually can help hold you more accountable. Now, I realize this is also the same reason why some people don't want to be on the same bank account as their spouses, but it can hold you accountable. It can help you kind of question your spending, have somebody else question your spending habits, and maybe keep you on track to meeting your financial goals as a couple. So I actually view that as a positive, having somebody hold you accountable. Another reason is it reinforces your trust in your spouse. It prevents money secrets, or what we like to call as experts, financial infidelity. If you think about it, by having separate accounts, it just leaves more room for financial surprises to pop up. Whereas if everything's in one account that everybody can see, it's less likely for those surprises to end up happening. And my last reasoning is it just makes things more simple. If you think about it, it simplifies bill paying, knowing whether or not the bills got paid, if everything's coming out of one account versus did she pay it, did I pay it? It also helps you track your household spending. Hopefully everybody's keeping a budget, and if everything's coming in and out of one account, it's a lot easier to keep track of your spending and work on better ways to save and reduce spending in areas with just one account. But with that being said, hopefully those out there that are maybe in the camp of separate bank accounts, you've stuck with me this far, because there's actually some reasons why I would suggest keeping separate bank accounts. And the first one really dealing with either you or your spouse have a bad taste in your mouth. And what I'm talking about here is maybe you got out of a divorce where the spouse closed the bank accounts on you and ran away with the money. Maybe they left you with piles of debt. If that is your spouse, please don't take it personally if they do not want to open up a bank account with you. I mean, you can't blame them. There's some emotional things going on right there, and really they're just trying to safeguard and prevent that situation from happening again. Now, with that being said, my ultimate goal is that you're able to kind of work through those problems, and that may take time, several years, but ultimately I would still like to see the joint bank account in that scenario. Another reason where it may make sense to actually keep separate bank accounts is, let's face it, maybe your spouse is bringing into the marriage some baggage. That may be baggage with creditors, bankruptcy, whatever. Remember that the second you open up a joint bank account or add a spouse to a bank account, their debts now become your responsibility. And creditors can actually garnish any account that has both names on it. So it might be wise in that case to keep accounts separate. The last reason is, let's face it, we're not all hardwired to be financially responsible. And so whether it's you, whether it's your spouse, if somebody is not yet financially responsible and maybe they have some growing up to do, that might be another reason to wait maybe to open up a we account. So, but and there's actually a third option in all of this. It doesn't have to be an either or with this. Maybe the right choice is to meet somewhere in the middle. And what I mean by that is you have a shared account. Both spouses contribute into the shared account that is used towards paying bills, but more importantly, use a shared account towards saving towards shared financial goals. And shared financial goals, whether that's saving for a vacation, trying to pay down debt, whatever that is, I like both spouses to be named on that account. And the reason for that is, when that goal is accomplished, when it comes that time, both spouses can feel like they've contributed to that. It gives them both, good, warm and fuzzy feelings inside and they have that shared success. So I like having the joint account there, but having the separate accounts as well, it's a happy medium of giving you financial independence, freedom, and it doesn't feel like you have somebody breathing down your shoulder or big brother watching you. So that might be a good scenario too. I tell you what, and I'll leave with this in closing. My wife and I, we've been married for over 8 years, and we've actually experimented with all three of these. We started out with united we stand, divided we bank, and then we kind of did we met in the middle of the road, and ultimately now we actually have just one bank account. So I guess the reason why I say that is we were happy with all three, but my suggestion to you is try handling your money different ways. See what works best for you and your spouse, because what works well for one couple may work entirely different for another couple. So even though I'm an advocate for the joint bank account, realize that I have worked with plenty of happily married couples, and for several decades in my experience, that keep separate bank accounts and are still happily married. So there's not a right or wrong answer for this one. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you like this video. Hey, if you know anybody that maybe would find this video useful, please share it out there. Spread the word. Help others out. That's why I create these videos. Also, if you want more videos, or we even have a blog on more financial tips, you can check that out at our website, www.affloraflp.com. Thanks for watching. Take care.